This doesn't end well. Harry and Meghan are now doing their negative PR very well. Hello everyone, welcome to our Princess Diana News YouTube channel. When something seems suspicious to me, it's usually for a good reason. And when the creepy couple goes traveling the world for the weekend. As they leave their invisible children locked in the basement, once again I sense something is wrong. I don't believe for a moment that they took this romantic vacation to Portugal or the Caribbean. Because there was no real photographic footage. And we know Meghan couldn't even go shopping without telling the dads. I mean, they have paparazzi following them everywhere they go. So, what exactly were these malcontents in Montecito doing? Well, we already know that Meghan apparently wants to get into politics, but she doesn't have much support for a campaign, and for good reason. The only way to achieve this would therefore be to have good financial support. When it comes to money, I mean, who knows who Meghan might ask for money? He knows some very shady people who actually have a lot of wealth and also a lot of power. So I do not know. Maybe he's a South American drug lord? Or perhaps a Palestinian leader they would visit? Who knows? But the fact that they got off a private jet in Atlanta just tells us that they went somewhere. This photoshopped image of the Caribbean just tells us that Meghan loves Photoshop and posted the photo taken in 2018 on Fraser Island, which tells us that Meghan thinks we're all as stupid as her and Harry. It was obvious then, and it's obvious now, that they do their negative PR very, very well. Even the most die-hard fan of the toxic couple can't help but notice that social media is decidedly negative towards them. And the PR efforts launched to try to rehabilitate Meghan in the public eye only add to the negativity coming her way. That's because Meghan's problem is always credibility, and it seems Harry is having a hard time shaking Meghan's drug-induced slave image. More and more people were willing to talk about themselves, both positively and negatively. It's easy to believe in negative things, but positive things are always strange. It's still debatable. And given all of the indisputable facts about these two's public personas, we obviously can't believe these overly positive stories about them. Last week, for example, we saw once again that both men are incapable of learning from their mistakes. Harry and Meghan are the last people in the world who should be at a conference on mental health, and by speaking at such an event, both realize that they have a fan base that participates in exactly the kind of online behavior these two hypocrites claim. Be against it, but refuse to deal with their supporters. They are the sugar babies of Sussex, they denigrate children, and this summit was all about children. It is not difficult to find previous posts containing the rantings and ravings of these crazy supporters. And these are the same people who call anyone who speaks out against Meghan and Harry deranged. But they think it's perfectly fine to incorporate things like brazen boldness into their social media slogans. Because they're trying to make sure they're on the same team as this evil woman who wouldn't do anything to help them. There's no denying that Meghan and Harry are not popular. Nothing they do at this point is considered authentic, trustworthy, or even real. Both have serious issues with hypocrisy. And while I would like to think that this channel and others like it are doing a good job helping people see the truth about Meghan and Harry, the truth is that the best way for people to understand who Meghan really is and Harry. As if people only need to pay attention to Meghan and Harry. But I won't stop trying to bring out the truth about them both. I mean, what they're saying, what they're doing is so hypocritical, so dishonest. And they always try to influence world news. Well, everyone knows that Archewell is just a vehicle for Harry and Meghan to support their charitable activities, which never seem to live up to their action reports. I wonder why, whether true or false, positive articles about Meghan are considered articles written by WME. It's all part of this attempt to rehabilitate Meghan's image. However, no amount of talk about how amazing and wonderful Meghan is will help her. Unfortunately for her, we all have our own opinions and can see her actions for what they really are. Let's see what she chooses to wear. We know these items are PR pieces because most of what Meghan chooses to wear, even if it costs a lot of money, doesn't flatter her, and it's really not easy to find a minimum of truth in a publication that considers Meghan Markle as a fashion icon. I mean, come on. So I won't abandon this YouTube channel. And I actually feel a lot of gratitude towards Harry and Meghan for being so bad at their PR that I didn't have to spend much time tracking down information to prove they were liars. They do a great job on their own. At this point, every time we read another article about how they're doing more charity work, people roll their eyes. The truth is that Meghan and Harry are becoming more and more annoying because we always hear the same things from them. And most people see them for exactly what they are, a few scammers. But Meghan Markle will never give up. In short, we can at the very least say that the woman is relentless. And it seems that in the fantasy world he lives in, bad PR is definitely better than no PR. It's also crazy to think that the only thing they had to do was just learn to shut up and actually serve the people. After all, they both said they believed in service and that service was universal. Or maybe it was just the usual nonsense we're used to seeing from them. At present, interest in the two of them is really declining. This is because what we see of them is always the same old. There's nothing new. The only thing following them is a long trail of lies. And after exhausting all their productivity at once, it was uneventful for the couple. And that's not good news for Netflix, because they pay them for production. Well, I hate to tell Netflix about this, but getting involved with Meghan was a mistake from the start. And I don't know what its end will be. I am not sure. But I can say one thing, you only had to watch from the beginning, even before Harry and Meghan's wedding, to know what was going to happen. And knowing that this wasn't going to end well. And I am more and more convinced that there are no children at all. I'm sure they don't even exist. I think we need to investigate these fake guys to expose Meghan for the fraud she really is. I mean, it's one of the worst disadvantages in American history. And how dare he use the services of the United States to commit fraud against the British monarchy and the taxpayers. And besides, it is this money that will finance Invisibet, as well as Archie's lifestyle, education and security in just a few years. So we need to report this now, before these children are sent to school. And that really should be the case now for ARC official, if they actually have the kids in their custody, which I don't think they do. Recall that in Andrew's case, Virginia Giuffre's lawyer, David Bowies, wanted Meghan to be a witness. So how is this link made? Did Meghan already know Andrew? Did you know Jeffrey Epstein? I think so. I think early in her life she made it clear that her body, was for hire. We know why he asked if Andrew was the Queen's servant, and idiot Harry fell for it. Meghan knew a lot about the royal family. He had done his research. I don't care what he's trying to say. With this statement, we can understand that she was trying to put distance between herself and Andrew. And I can imagine a few reasons why that would be the case. Now, Andrew doesn't seem like the smartest man in the world. I think you're thinking a little too much with that face in your pants. I think Andrew, for a long time now, has been a bit of a party animal and a womanizer. Epstein, however, was the real villain. He filmed and blackmailed people. I mean, it was real shit, and he had contacts in high places, like at Mossad. And he had relationships with many very, very rich men all over the world. So who knows? Perhaps this is where Meghan learned her singing skills. And maybe that's why she was caught spying on the whale's private quarters and trying 3 times to take Harry's phone from the trunk of the car during a football match. Polo, and they had to chase her away. This is all on video. I don't know exactly what he does, but I'll tell you what I know. This woman is a mean, sloppy, evil liar. And he will do absolutely anything to obtain glory and money. And you, what do you think of this couple? Please tell me your opinion below in the comments. If you find my video useful, please like it and share it with your friends and family who can enjoy it whenever you want. And subscribe to our Princess Diana News channel for more updates in the future. Thank you very much for watching, goodbye, and I will come back to see you tomorrow.